Welcome to our Asian Star Trend channel. Today we have the following news. Hope you and your friend from Real to Real, Yu Long and Yang Mimi's love story reads like the script of the very dramas that made them famous. It all began on the set of their breakout short drama, where his calm, commanding presence and her quirky charm created a chemistry that audiences couldn't get enough of. Off camera, that same spark quietly deepened. For months, fans speculated about the way he would shield her from the sun between takes, or how she would break into laughter at something only he could hear. Last week, the speculation ended. In a rare and unguarded interview, Yu Long admitted what the internet had already guessed. Honestly, he said, pausing as if choosing each word with care, I've been in love with her for a long time. I just never dared to say it out loud. The confession sent social media into a frenzy, not because of scandal, but because of the purity of the moment. In an industry often defined by carefully curated images, this was something different, an unfiltered glimpse at two people who had chosen to be brave. Their story is a reminder that love doesn't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes it grows quietly, in stolen glances and small gestures, until one day, it simply becomes undeniable. As viewers, we tuned in for a romance on screen. What we got instead was something far rarer, proof that, every so often, the heart writes a script no director can plan, and that the best endings are the ones that spill over into real life. It turns out their story began much earlier than the public imagined, on the very first set they shared. From the start, Yu Long found himself captivated by Yang Mimi's intelligent smile, a mix of innocence and quiet determination that stood out in a noisy industry. But with the weight of their age gap and the constant glare of public scrutiny, he made a deliberate choice to keep his feelings silent, and instead watch over her from a respectful distance. I just wanted to protect her, even if she never knew, Yu Long revealed. She's a little sun in my heart. That simple line, spoken without pretense, instantly ignited social media. Fans replayed the moment again and again, moved by how love can sometimes mean patience and restraint rather than grand declarations. What followed was a slow-burning connection that outlasted the camera lights. Theirs was not the kind of romance fueled by gossip or orchestrated PR. It was built in quiet corners of bustling film sets, in unspoken understanding, in the way she laughed freely when he was near. For audiences, their confession has become more than entertainment gossip. It's a reminder that love, even under the harshest spotlight, can remain something deeply human. It asks an unspoken question: how many of us have, at some point, carried a silent devotion in our hearts, waiting for the courage to speak? Yu Long and Yang Mimi's story is far from over, but already it has offered something rare in the world of short dramas, a plot twist that belongs entirely to real life. Their story took root in 2023 with the viral short drama The Domineering President Fell in Love with Me, a modestly budgeted production that unexpectedly became a cultural phenomenon. The series, amassing more than 100 million views, thrived on its classic setup: Yu Long as the cool, composed CEO, and Yang Mimi as the bright, naive heroine who turns his world upside down. Yet what audiences didn't expect was how much warmer, funnier, and more genuine the connection between them felt when the camera stopped rolling. Behind the scenes, the scripted tension gave way to something softer, quiet conversations between takes, Yu Long handing her a bottle of water without a word, and Yang Mimi laughing at jokes that never made it into the script. By the time the final episode aired, fans had already begun to suspect that the most compelling love story wasn't the one written in the script but the one unfolding in real life. Their chemistry, unpolished, unscripted, and unplanned, was so palpable that every candid moment from set became a viral clip. Looking back, it feels almost inevitable. The drama that started as a sugary fantasy ended up blurring the line between fiction and reality, setting the stage for a love story no one, not even its stars, could have predicted. Sometimes, the roles we play on screen are just the beginning. And for Yu Long and Yang Mimi, The Domineering President Fell in Love with Me turned out to be less of a title and more of a prophecy. On July 10, beneath the sweltering heat of midsummer, Yu Long and Yang Mimi chose the simplest gesture to confirm what fans had long been hoping for. With no press conference, no carefully crafted announcement, just a quiet Weibo post, a photo of their hands clasped tightly together and a caption that read, "From script to heart." That single image, unembellished and deeply personal, was enough to set the internet ablaze. Within minutes, the post rocketed to the top of trending searches. Comment sections filled up like a summer storm, with fans leaving messages that blended shock with delight. My dream CP is real, and this is the sweetest surprise of July. In an age when celebrity relationships are often exposed through grainy paparazzi photos or stage announcements, the understated way Yulong and Yang Mimi chose to go public felt almost revolutionary. There were no spotlights, no press statements, no drama, just a single photo and a quiet caption. From script to heart, that simplicity made it powerful. It was honest. It was theirs. The reaction spoke to something far deeper than star chasing. For the millions who had watched them go from bickering rivals to soulmates on screen, the reveal felt like a long-awaited epilogue, the final chapter of a story they had been rooting for from the very beginning. For once, fiction and reality converged, and the line between the two dissolved, and just like that, what began as a viral short drama transformed into a real-life love story, one simple photo at a time. Yulong later explained why he chose this particular moment. "I've liked her for a long time," he admitted. "But love isn't a race. I just wanted to wait until she was ready and until I had the courage." That courage eventually became a quiet proposal. Away from the cameras, under a soft evening sky, Yulong knelt on one knee and held out a diamond ring. The world seemed to hold its breath. Tears welled up in Yang Mimi's eyes as she whispered yes, a single word that carried the weight of everything they had been through, years of working side by side, the bond of friendship, and a love that had grown, slowly and steadfastly, beyond the script. What makes their story resonate isn't only the grand gesture of a proposal, but everything that led to it, the patience to wait, the willingness to protect from a distance, and the bravery it took to finally speak. For those who have watched their journey, it feels like a reminder that love doesn't need spectacle to be profound. In an industry that often runs at breakneck speed, their love has taken the opposite approach, quiet, deliberate, almost defiant. It has unfolded like a flower that refuses to be forced, opening only when the time and the season are right. Fans often describe them as the perfect fairy tale couple, but what moves people most is how human their story is. There was no instant spark that turned into a whirlwind romance. Instead, it was built from the ground up, long days on set, the comfort of shared silences, and small gestures that slowly became something more. This is why their announcement felt less like a shock and more like the natural continuation of a story everyone had already been telling in their hearts. As the news continues to trend, it's easy to forget that beyond the hashtags and trending lists are two people who chose to be brave in their own time, in their own way. Their journey, from co-stars to companions, from scripted lines to unscripted love, reminds us that some of the most extraordinary love stories begin quietly, and that the best endings are not rushed. In the end, Yulong and Yang Mimi gave their fans more than just a love story to watch. They offered a lesson that true connection grows in patience, matures in silence, and when the moment is right, speaks without hesitation. And perhaps that is why this simple photo has captured so many hearts, because somewhere in their story, everyone recognizes a piece of their own.